I built this computer a few years ago, and back then I didn't have enough money to actually buy a computer case, so I built my own. Also, it's a pretty weird computer case. For example, it's got an external case fan because there simply wasn't enough space inside the computer to mount the fan. Today, we're going to upgrade this computer case. We're going to make it look better. And to show you what I mean, let's go over to the 3D model that I made. Okay, so this is my basic 3D model of my computer case. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut a rectangular hole in the top panel of the computer right here. Then we're going to put a plastic window in there so that you can actually look into the computer and see all the hardware inside. Now obviously we're also going to put RGB LEDs in this computer case because otherwise you cannot really see anything through the window. Okay then, time to modify a computer case. So the first step is to take off the top panel of the computer case and then mark exactly where our window is going to be. After drawing a rectangle on the top panel of the computer, we're going to drill a hole in each corner of the rectangle. In this case, I used a 7mm drill bit. Okay, so now we have a piece of aluminium with 4 holes in it. What we can now do is take a jigsaw and simply cut out our window. So now the top panel of the computer's got a hole in it. However, the edges are very sharp and you do not want metal particles in your computer. To fix this issue, simply use a file. Alright, so now it's time to actually make the window for the computer. Now, of course, we first need to mark the window. When sawing the plastic, do make sure that you use a non-electrical saw. So no circular saws, no jigsaws allowed, because those blades move so fast that they create so much friction that the plastic actually gets so hot that it melts, and that is not what you want. Then we use a file to make the edges of the plastic nice and smooth. So now it's time to attach the plastic window to the top panel of the computer case. So first of all, we need to mark a couple of holes that we're going to drill. Then we use a 5mm drill bit to drill the holes. However, I made a mistake and accidentally used a 4mm drill bit, so I had to re-drill all of them. Now we simply put the plastic window underneath the top panel of the computer and mark that one as well. After that, I used a 4mm drill bit to drill 4mm holes in the plastic window. After drilling holes in the plastic, we're going to use this special drill bit that turns the 4mm holes in the plastic window into a 5mm screw hole that is then compatible with these bolts, so that we can simply screw those bolts through the metal top panel of the PC into the plastic. Now at the beginning of the video you might have noticed that there was a handle on top of the computer case. Now I had to take the handle off, but that left behind 2 spots of bare metal without white paint. Now one of them was on the section that I actually cut out using the jigsaw, but the other one is still there. So I had to paint that white using the exact same spray paint that I used to paint the entire case. So we're back at the computer. Now I've got my new top panel with the window in it, as you can see here. But first of all, we need to mount the RGB lighting. So right here, I've got RGB LEDs, which are LEDs that can become any color you want, with a USB plug. So we need to mount these into the computer case before we close the computer case again. So let's do that first. So now we can install our RGB LEDs. So first of all, we need to get the wiring right. So this is a USB plug which needs to go in the back of the computer. So right here you can see that there is a hole just above the video card of the computer. Now this wire is going to go out of the PC through the hole. Okay, so now that we have reinstalled the disk drive and installed all of the RGB LEDs, it's finally time to reinstall the top panel of the computer, which is now modified, of course. So let's just put it back on, just like that, and then tighten those nuts, and we're done. Now all that's left is to plug this USB plug into a USB port on the back of the computer, and now it should work. So I've got my extension cord right here with my computer power plug inserted, so that we can test if it works, you know, so we can see the results. So let's just plug it in, just like that, turn on the power, and immediately the LEDs actually turn on, so we can have a look. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. I bet this looks even better with the lights turned off, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so this is what the computer looks like in the dark. Actually, the light is not only coming out of our window, it's also coming through all the little gaps in the case and also through this grill, which is awesome. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, I could change the color of the LEDs as well. They can also change color all the time, but actually I think this blue just looks so good. Now, one quick little tip for if you plan on doing this yourself: if you put LEDs into your computer, you do not want to see the LEDs themselves. So you want to see this. You want to see the light of the LEDs, but you do not actually want to see the LEDs themselves, because that will make it look like Christmas. And Christmas is good, but not inside your gaming computer, or actually other computer as well, because I don't do that much gaming, but still, come on. Look at this, you know. I am very happy with the results. Now let me know in the comments what you think of this computer. Maybe you think it's totally stupid, you know, that could be the case. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.